Hello, welcome to Zigmatech Learning Hub. I'll be your instructor for civic education. For this class, we are going to be taking our exercises from the Examguide app. If you don't have the application already installed in your device, I want you to download the app in order to follow along in this class. Examguide is a leading educational app that helps students prepare adequately for various exams like UTME, post-UTME, WEAC, GCE, KCPE, IJMB, JUPEB, Calvipedia, BESE, SSCE, NCEE, NECO, etc. You can download the app from www.examguide.com or Google Play Store. Please subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell to be updated on new videos. Ready for today's class? Okay, let's get started. In today's lesson, we are going to discuss one of the emerging issues in the society, which is cultism, as a topic in this lesson. Now, specifically, by the end of this lesson, you should be able to state the meaning of cultism, state some cult groups in Nigerian universities, then describe or narrate the origin of cults in Nigerian universities, state the reasons for joining cult groups, describe the consequences of cultism, and suggest the solutions to cultism in Nigeria. Now, let's start with the meaning of a cult. What do we mean by a cult? A cult is an enclosed organization or association whose membership and activities, as well as mode of operations, are not only done and kept in secret, but are at variance with the accepted norms of the society. Now, what we mean is that this is an enclosed group, that is, the activities, everything about them is not known. Everything about them is in secrecy. It's not open or made known to the public. People don't know how they operate. Their membership is not open to the public, and everything about them is against the societal norms and the values. That is a cult. So a cult is a secret organization that the society is against. Now, let's look at what cultism is. Cultism, on the other hand, is the legal activities and practices of secret and illegal groups that are legally and socially unacceptable in the society. So here, cultism has to do with activities, practices associated with cult groups. So it's an illegal, we're talking about the activity, anything that has to do, even the involvement of people in cult is what we are referring to. Now, let's mention some cult groups in Nigerian University. Number one, we have Sea Dog Confraternity, that's the Pirates. We have the Buccaneers Association of Nigeria. We have the Mafia Confraternity or Mafites. We have the National Association of Airlaw, that's the IA group. Now we have the Black Axe, it's a cult group. We have the Black Beret, it's a cult group. We have the Black Barrier, is a cult group. We have the Red Devils. Also, we have ladies cult group, the ones that are formed by the females. We have the Daughters of Jezebel. It's a cult group in the Nigerian universities. You see the Diabolic Sisters, it's a cult group. Black Brazers, it's a cult group. White Angels, it's a cult group. Amazon Pink Ladies, one of the cult groups of ladies. The Mermaid, the cult group, the Charlie. These are some of the ladies cult group in Nigerian university. Now, how did this cult come about? Since it's a problem in our society, how did it come about? Now, the origin of cult group in Nigerian universities, let's look at it. It started in 1952 in University College, Ibadan, now called University of Ibadan. Now, it was formed by what they called then Magnificent Seven, led by Wole Soyinka and 6 others as a fraternity that helps themselves. Now, the name of this fraternity was called the Pirate Confraternity, aka Sea Dogs. The objectives of this group was to fight elitism. Now, when we talk about elitism, we're talking about we are a group of people because they belong to the high class, marginalize, isolate, and discriminate some other group or lesser group that are regarded as lower class or the poor in the society, because this was the first university in Nigeria and a high institution of such in Nigeria. So it's not everybody that was there. We have more of the elites in that group. So there was this discrimination against those who don't belong to that elite group, those who are not from such a upper class family. So they want to fight against it. This group also want to fight tribalism in the university, which was one of the problems in the university then. Then they also want to fight against colonialism, help to bring about independence in the country. And this group aimed to carry out community development projects in their community, in that university community and around that university, to make sure that community development projects are carried out. And finally, this group aimed to protect human rights, especially the rights of the student, the rights of students from poor backgrounds. These are the main objectives of this group. So you can see a cult, this cult we are talking about in Nigeria, started as a good thing. Now, the motto of this group is against all conventions. Now, the logo of the Pirate Confraternities is the skull and the crossbones, as you can see on the screen. Now, membership of this group was open to promising male students, regardless of tribe, race, or class. So it's a forum where you can bring every student together, and no form of discrimination based on race, based on tribe, based on class was experimented there. Everybody was treated as equal in that group. Now, with time, problems started, and that problem is problem of leadership, power tussle. Now, from that problem, the group lost its values and its goal. Now, disagreements came into the group, and this disagreement, leadership problems, loss of values, the consequence is that it led to the creation, because a group, due to leadership problem, power tussle, another group, a rival cult group, was formed in the 70s, like Buccaneer Confraternity, Association of Airlord, Black Axe. These groups were formed. And it was until 1980s that this group called cult group became violent. And in 80s, what led it to be violent accordingly is that the military tried to use them, or even the politicians tried to use them to suppress their oppositions, especially opponents in the university. So it was from there that other groups, cult groups, started coming up. And of course, at this point, it ceased to be the reason for which the cult group was originally created in the university. This time, it's just about negativities. And that is why it has been abolished. It is seen as an illegal group in the universities, of which if somebody joins it today and is found guilty of it, there are many punishments, including prison terms, associated with it. Now, this is the origin, how cult group came in. Cultism came into Nigerian university, the cultism we hear about today. Now, let's look at the reasons people join cults. Number one reason is negative peer pressure. We're talking about influence of your friends. Now, when a student associates with people that belong to cults, then these people can actually influence this person to see reason to join their group, which is a cult group. Another reason is what we call position seeking. Position seeking. Now, people, when they want to seek position, they want to be SUG president, they want to belong to this position, they feel that cult group is the avenue that can enhance and make them achieve that dream of belonging to one position or the other. Even some believe that it will help them to achieve positions in the larger society outside the university. So these are some of the things that make people to join cults. Also, fear and intimidation. When people feel intimidated and they're afraid of their friends, maybe they know that these people belong to cults and these people bully them, and they are always intimidated. At times, such things happen in some universities. So it can make those victims to join the group to free themselves from such intimidation and fear. Also, family background. When we talk about family background, we talk about a situation where the parents or either of the parents belong to cults. When you have such situation where a parent or the parents belong to such group, the children are likely, or one of the children is likely to join cult groups. Now, when you have ignorance, some people are ignorant of cult groups. They don't understand it. At times they are brainwashed, and that is why we are enlightening you. So people are ignorant of what it is, how they operate, the consequences of belonging to cult group. So people join it out of they don't know. Also, people join it to get fame. Some people believe that joining cult group is a way to become famous. Quest for fame and popularity is one of the reasons people join cult group, to get that fame they want. Also, people join cults as a result of hardship, poverty. They believe that joining cult is a way to have money, to get means of survival materially. So people that are coming from poor families, poor background into the university, at times they are made to believe that joining cult is a way to free themselves from such hardship. Then sense of security. Some people feel they are not secure, that even the security apparatus in the university are not enough to actually protect them. So in that sense of security, to be secured in that university environment, you see them join cultism because they believe that it's their cult group that will protect and secure them. Also, people join cult group for academic success. They believe that the best way to gain success academically, as probably because they don't study hard, is to join cult group. They believe they can use that their position as a cult member, intimidate the lecturers to give them unmerited and undeserved scores. Also, some people join group out of curiosity. They want to know more. They are curious about everything. So when you tell them about something, they want to know, okay, let me see what it's like. And of course, when you join, you don't easily come out. Then injustice. Some people are victims of injustice in the university. It could be that your merited score was not given to you, and the lecturer said that you must repeat his course, maybe because of one thing or the other. So some people, and you fight for it, you don't win the case. Some people, such instance and some other injustices that people go through in the society, especially in the university, can push them to the wall to join cult group. Now, exposure to crime movies. Some people watch crime movies, watch some of these cult movies, like it and want to carry gun and think life is like that. And cult becomes an avenue through which they can carry these guns. Also, proliferation of arms. Now, some people believe that the only available means or opportunity for them to begin to have or possess arms, weapons of mass destruction, is through cult group. And because of proliferation of arms and the crime-minded persons, we want to join cult group to possess arms and actually indulge in crimes. Then campus politics. SUG government can lead people to join cults, because some people believe that for you to gain position in campus politics, win election, you have to join cults. Because when it comes to oppressing your opponent, you can use your cult group to do that. Some people have that impression. And when people know that they belong to cult, they will vote for them or they will not contest against them. So campus politics can make people to join cult. Also, low self-esteem. Some people cannot assert themselves. They lack the morale. They have low self-esteem. They underlook themselves. So they believe that the way to grow psychologically and emotionally is to join cult. Then get-rich syndrome is another reason people join cult. They believe that if you join cult, you can easily become rich, and people join cult as a result of it. Then promise of employment. Some of them are told that if you join cult, they have people connected in larger society in top positions of various organizations that when you graduate, you'll get job through them. So some people are given that promise. And that promise is what makes some people to join cult, because they feel that the reason they are going to university is actually to get job at the end of the day. Frustration. When people are frustrated, they can join cult. And also support from politicians. Some cult groups are sponsored by some notorious politicians, some bad politicians. And because of that support from politicians, it makes cult continue to grow in the society. Now, let's look at the consequences of cultism. Now, the consequences of cultism, what it can lead to, include one, breakdown of law and order in the society. At times in the university, at times you can see riot, at times you can see people running around for their lives, at times you can see people killed. So there will be breakdown of law and order. Also, you see violence and social instability in the university. Violence at times when they fight each other. When two cult groups are fighting, you see violence. Then disorientation of societal values. People will lose touch of the values of the society. They will believe in doing the wrong thing as the right thing. Then we have cases of premature deaths. The young boys, when two cult groups are having such violent conflict, of course, some of them will be shot, some will be killed. We see premature death of our young ones. Even some students that do not belong to cult group can be caught by stray bullets and die. People can be sentenced to death for joining cult, especially when they commit murder through that. Now, it can lead to premature death, disgrace to the family. It can bring disgrace to the family of the cult group, cult members. Then it can bring bad image to the individual, family, and the society at large. It brings bad image to people. Then it leads to proliferation of arms and weapons, because cults thrive when they continue to acquire weapons in the society. So it leads to more weapons. As you can see in the screen, you can see cult group members arrested. Look at what is happening there. You will see weapons there. So it leads to proliferation of arms. Even some of them have indulged in producing some of these deadly arms. Now, what are causes of cultism? You can say it can disrupt academic activities in school. Now, at times we have situations where we have violent protests or fights of cult groups. You see the school be shut down. So it disrupts academic activities. People will not learn again. They will go back to their, at times, months, weeks. So it can disrupt academic activities into school. It puts it to a halt. Now, it can also bring about premature death. Drug addiction is another problem, another consequence of cultism, because cult group, they indulge in all kinds of drug. So it can lead to drug addiction. It can bring about also spiritual problems to the individual, because at times they involve themselves in some secret, mystical, and dubious activities that have ripple effects spiritually. So it can bring about spiritual problems. Now, let's look. We have discussed it can destroy one's future, destruction of future. It can bring about destruction of one's future, especially when one has to be rusticated from the university or has to go to prison. It can lead to crime, because cultists court members indulge in one crime, they rape, they indulge in armed robbery, they kill, so it leads to various crimes. It brings about poor academic performance because the person will not be hardworking. Members of court group, many of them do not read. They do not study hard, they do not work hard, they do not even attend lectures. So you find out that there will be sharp drop in academic performance, and of course, immoral activities and indiscipline will be the order of the day in the lives of cult members. Now, let's look at solutions to cultism. What can be done to stem the tide of cultism in our society? One, there should be legislation, anti-cult legislation. That is, government should make laws, appropriate laws, and put in place and even enforce them against cultism, illegalizing cultism, making it an illegal group that is punishable by the law. Also, there should be punishment, severe punishment, to serve as a deterrent to any intending person that wants to join cult. Punishment like long sentence in jail, even in execution in the case of murder, making sure the person automatically loses the admission and cannot be readmitted in another school. So there should be severe punishment to serve as a deterrent. Also, there should be anti-cult group. This can be created by individual voluntary organizations that will fish out and fight against cult groups. Then, parental upbringing, good parental upbringing. We're talking about parents who advise, instill morals, instill values in the children, and monitor their children, not parents that are lackadaisical about the activities of their children. They don't care about friends, the children. We're talking about parents that will care about the kind of peers their children keep, monitor their activities, where they go. Try to, make sure that their children are monitored. So parents should do right in upbringing of their children. The spirit of hard work should be inculcated in the students. Students should be made to know that they need to work hard and not depend on one illegal means to do well academically. Then there should be justice. In any case that is brought up, justice should be dispensed. Then there should be counseling. At times, some people are troubled by peer pressure. They need counseling. Counseling centers should be established to help people to avoid cultism, to counsel people against cultism, even those who have joined, and help them to leave cult group. Then there should be civic education enshrined in the school curriculum, where this emerging issue of cultism should be made known, and awareness should be created so that every child that goes through school must know about cultism, enlightened so that they can avoid it. Then administration of oath to newly admitted students will get a long way. Newly admitted students should be made to make a pledge oath that they will not join cult. Also, there should be adequate security provided by the government and the university community to actually protect students and make sure that activities of cult groups do not go unchecked in the public university, in the universities. Also, there should be public enlightenment. People should be publicly enlightened, whether in school or not, even by religious organizations, by different organizations, should help to enlighten the public about cultism. Then, students should be encouraged to join religious groups. They should be encouraged to join religious groups that will help them to uphold their right values. This will help to stop or reduce cultism in our society. Okay, still on solutions to cultism in our society, people should be enlightened. People should be made to join religious groups to develop fear of God. Then our religious leaders should preach against cultism. Then there should be conducive teaching and learning environments in our public schools and in places of learning, teaching and learning. Then the youth should be empowered. There should be youth empowerment programs to engage people in meaningful ventures. Then people should avoid and shun bad companies, drugs and drunkenness. They should avoid it. Then there should be orientation program, orientation and reorientation programs about cultism in school. Now, we have discussed the meaning of cultism, the origin of cultism, the consequences of cultism, and the reasons for cultism and the solutions to cultism. Now, we are going to do a test in our practice guide. Now, let's look at our practice guide, SSCE. Let's see how it works. Now, we select civic education. For the year, we select at random topic of interest. We select cultism. Then we click OK. Now we get started. Now, which of the following categories of students will not likely be a major target of campus cult membership recruitment? Will not be. So meaning that they will target others and will not target this one. Now, proud children from wealthy homes, they will target these ones. If you're proud and from wealthy home, of course, they need your finance. B, students with influential parents, they need them. Because when they are in trouble, their parents will come and save. Now, bold and morally upright children, C. D, wayward and fun-loving students, they need wayward and fun-loving, but they don't need bold and morally upright students. So they are not the target. Now, cultism in tertiary institutions in Nigeria was originally introduced to A, perpetuate the use of local gin and alcohol. Of course, no, that's not why pirate confraternity was established. B, harass opponents of university administrators. No. Fight colonialism and oppressive rule. Promote intercommunal marriages is not their business, but fight colonialism and oppressive rules. Now, membership of an organization that is characterized by secrecy of operation is associated with, of course, cultism. Now, use the dialogue below to this question. Now, Johnson, that lady, where are you living? When are you leaving for school? That lady said, school? Johnson, are you on break? That lady, no. But the school has been closed down due to clash between rival cult groups. Then Johnson said, what a terrible situation. I don't know when you are going to finish your program. You have already spent 6 years in school for a 4-year program due to frequent closure and compulsory breaks. So what will you be doing at home while the closure lasted? Roaming the streets, visiting friends, and attending social functions. Of course, you better engage yourself in productive venture such as learning a new language, entrepreneurial skill, volunteer services, and so on. From the above dialogue, it is evident that cultism disrupts activities in the school. Of course, he said it that he is away. He is on break because the school was shut down because of a clash of rival cult groups. Now, okay, this is not clear. Cultism can be described to be amiable, attractive, dangerous, harmless is dangerous. Which of the following is a punitive measure, punishment against cultism? 1, counseling and enlightenment in school is not punitive because it doesn't have to do with punishment. A true and sincere religious inculcation is not punitive. Arrest and prosecution is punitive measure. Others are not punitive. It has nothing to do with punishment and penalty. Children that are not cared for are mostly prone to A, criminal attitudes, terminable diseases, examination failure, forced migration, criminal attitude. Thank you for participating in today's class. You can practice more questions using the Examguide app. The app scores and gives a detailed explanation of all questions at the end of your practice tests. You can learn a particular topic of interest with different modes like study mode, mark mode, and the practice mode. It also has other features that make learning fun. It is a must for all serious students. Download from www.examguide.com if you don't have it yet. See you in the next class. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, hit the notification bell, and share the videos to people that benefit from it. Bye.